chapter, and then we got to talk about the theory for the next week. And then, after that, later on in the week, then the episode comes on. And then after that, we talk about, the styling and what we like, what we didn't like. So it left such a void. I just decided to do my own. And I've been writing a story, and I'd say probably I've been writing a story for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm. How far have you gotten with it? Like, as far as like, if you had to split it up in season wise, like.
I've completed the entire story, I feel like. But there's 3 sagas. There's 3 main sagas. I wanted to do that before I got started doing anything, because I hate anything that sounds like it could be a hiatus, a break, a pause. When you get to the bottom of that chapter and it's like, there'll be no issue next week. It's like, come on. Taking 2 weeks off and then come back with a 10-page chapter. Like, come on. So, like, once again, that feeling I get from, reading these stories, I wanted to give, and that was my main focus. Was I wanted a story that people who like this type of thing will, immediately gravitate to. And I wanted the action is in the front, there's compelling story and there's this and that, but like there's a lot of attention paid. Like, my main goal as far as that was concerned was that, like, I want this character to be synonymous with, like, a Goku or, a Naruto or whomever. I want, his name to go into this debate of, who would win. So I just paid very close attention. And I drew heavily from, all types of things that I like. I thought about, at my school, we have a saying that form follows function. The key to my, creative projects is I start at the end. What my dream is, this is my dream. Now, and I'm a pain to watch movies with, because I'm doing this during the movie too. What is the logical steps to go from where I am right now to go from right here? Right. And then I just do that. I started with, I wanted to make sure that while I'm putting this out, that it's seamless and that, it's very, very serious. Like, people think that, like at some point you become too old for this or that. Like, you don't ever become too old for, engaging stories and compelling entertainment. Like, I mean, I enjoy reading in all forms. Like, I'll read those, those animes and then manga, and even the anime I watch, it's in subtitles. So I'm reading that. After that, I'll go and I'll read, The Alchemist.
I like that too.
Biography, whatever the case may be. I just like to read sometimes. As long as it's what I want to read,
exactly.
I'll fly through it.
Exactly.
I will fly through a book quick.
Can we get a name though of their?
Oh man!
Oh, we can't even get the people. We can't even get the name at least. Like, is that too low key profile right now? Top secret.
It's kind of top secret.
Okay.
I got to come back anyway. So you know what? When I come back, I'm gonna bring Taking Over Radio, issue 1.
You hear that? Taking Over Radio gonna be the first people to get issue 1 of this.
I'll bring a copy of the first issue, which won't be very long from now.
Right.
So, and I'll give all the details then. But trust and believe, I want to come spilling out with all the details. I like to make more moves and do less announcing. Mm-hmm. So, when I have it in hand, then we could talk about it all day long.
Got you.
All day long. And it's a doozy. Like, it's like jam-packed. Like, I don't think my goal was to be like, no other first issue of anything is like this. Like, I'm jamming packed. Like,
nice.
It's going to be, an amount to get through. But it's just that I want to hook you in and I want to seep you into my, my culture and, this world that I've created.
Nice.
Being a student of the game the way I am, I think that I've got something that, everybody who enjoys anime will enjoy.
I can already tell I'm going to enjoy this too.
Yeah. I mean, it's dope. I pay close attention to what you like, what you don't like. Right. I read the comments, at the end, of the video or whatever. And I hear what people say. Right. And, they're your fans, myself included, are quick to point out any plot hole.
Right.
Any, that doesn't make sense. They're so quick. They're quicker than you. So I wanted a world with no plot holes.
Right.
No plot holes. Like, and everything has plot holes.
Yes.
Everything has plot holes.
It's just trying to make it as small as possible or have the least amount.
Least amount. So, I mean, I think I did a good job with that. But aside from that, I'm an on again, off again writer. Cool. So I write, short sketches, commercials, scripts.
Nice.
And, my company, the House of Splash, it's like, it manages brands. I interact with people,
right?
And it's all about building relationships and what we can do together. Let's come up with some event that or occasion or product or whatever service. Let's come up with something that we both benefit from the success of this, and that's very successful.
So tell me a little bit about the House of Splash. Like how did because I know you said that's your own company that you have.
Right.
How long have you had that company for?
The company's only been in legitimate this year. Okay. 2016, but it's duties and functions that I've performed for a very long time.
Right.
I just now figured out how to monetize and organize myself. You receive an invoice or something after some conversations, or if not an invoice, you owe me a favor. I like favors. Favors are cool.
Favors can work
favors are cool
because you never know when you're going to need that favor done.
Right. And one thing I know is that you don't know who knows who.
Exactly.
You don't know who knows who. And usually I'll say, hey, I need you to tell so and so. I need you just bring so and so here and let me meet them, or to do this or do that. So favors are cool, but eventually you owe me something.
Exactly.
I only work with people whose vision that, I agree with.
Exactly.
So, it's never anything, where they feel uncomfortable or they don't feel obliged to, reciprocate what's going on. But it's all about the way that, now I take this momentum from, my podcast and these other, successes that I'm enjoying. And, I help other people feel like that. Like, what do you want to do? How can I help you achieve that? And then that's what we do. So I do a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Okay. But, through those ventures, specifically for myself, what I do was like a video production, TV. So I won't name drop anything about the anime, but what I can say for the new year, this is a bit of a big news, I suppose. So for the new year, I envision myself in 2017. I actually operate 2 podcasts. I just recently added a Wednesday segment. So I interact with my fans on Mondays and friends. Okay. And then I have what's called the weekly roundup on Wednesdays. Okay. Or the weekly wrap up. I don't even know what we call it, but it's on Wednesdays. So, gotcha. 2 of my guys come through and we just talk. That's the more ignorant and less serious, and Friends is more professional.
Got you.
It just kind of worked out that way. Yeah. But the idea though is to move, if not every day of the week, at least a Monday, Wednesday, Friday segment. Got so you. Fridays I intend to post video content that I've created, paid for content though. So something like a Netflix or a Hoodflix, just with the Charlotte talent. I mean, I know models by the hundreds. I know videographers in the hundreds. I know rappers, artists, entertainers, and all these people need somebody to, give them a push.
Exactly.
All these people need a platform to just,
get their talents out.
Yeah, get their talents out. Everybody does it. They don't know how to put up a website. They don't know how to, you got some people, they just know how to make good music. That's all I want you to do. You make good music, and then whatever I can do, that's what I'm going to do. So, with the House of Splash, it's just, it is the house that Splash built, but, with help.
Of course. So now with the books, now I do want to go back to the books. Now I know you say you like a write. Have you started on a book that you, aside from the anime, but have you started on a book to write, or is just?
Well, the story is written, but it's illustrating the story.
Right.
I cannot draw. So It's very imperative that whom I'm willing to offer a very substantial amount of, my company, not House of Splash, but this particular venture,
right?
To whomever I decide, because I need you to conceptualize the vision, like it's written down, but we have to agree on how it looks, and we have to have great chemistry. And I do have a few guys who are willing to help, but they've admitted that it's more of a support role. Like I can't devote but so much time to this. But I can't help as far as, this and that and this and that. But, I need somebody full time, and, I'm willing to pay, at this point. Like, cause at first I'm like, hey, we'll sell the, whatever money you'll get on the back end. But now, I'm willing, I'm like, I'm gonna have to hire somebody. But now it's even more important now, cause I'm paying you up front.
Gotcha.
I need this to be on point.
Gotcha.
But the story is complete.
Gotcha. Now, with everything that you talk about, you know, with the podcast you're doing, you got the anime book going, you got the, you know, short films, movie going, you got your Splash company. You have a lot that's going on right now. So my question to you is, what sacrifices you had to make? Because with all these things that you got going on, it's pushing you into the direction that you want to go and things like that. And I'm going to ask you also, what's the end goal with all of this? But what will have to be one of the biggest sacrifices that you had to make to be able to push to do all these things that you are able to do right now? So what would be one big sacrifice that you said that you had to make?
I would say relationships are one. My relationships suffer pretty much because I think that, you know, the people that I'm usually dealing with, they see the potential.
Right.
They maybe don't understand that it takes a lot of work.
Right.
I don't have as much time as somebody else to, you know, like Women Crush Wednesday you every week. You know, you can get you for sure. You know, that's wonderful and great, but I don't have. Sorry, I forgot. You know, is it Wednesday? Like, is today Wednesday? Like, you know, sorry. I forgot. Sorry. So, you know, that's an issue. And I'm a father. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I miss spending time with her because, you know, I had class or work or, you know, just, you know, things that a normal parent goes through, you know, when they don't get to spend, you know, when they would rather be at home, you know, with the kiddies. Sure. So that for sure. Aside from that, it would be hanging with the homies. Right. You know, like, fortunately, you know, at that time, my core group is also, you know, going through a renaissance where, you know, everybody's pretty much coming into their own and they're working on things. So it's not like, you know, I left a bunch of dudes standing on the corner or on the stoop, not doing anything in life. You know, everybody pretty much decided like, hey, you know, we've hung out a while, you know, we love each other, that's for sure, and we have fun, and, you know, we do this and we do that, but, you know, I think we all want more. Exactly. So go get it, you know, and Lord knows we tried doing it together, an unlimited number of times, but when you've got that many egos and personalities, it's hard to get anything done. Mm-hmm. So everybody's to the point now where it's like, you know, yeah, we can do this together and that together, but, you know, my brand is what I'm expanding right now. And, you know, and we all support each other. But yeah, hanging with the homies, relationships, you know, I do have a lot going on, but very rarely is it all at the same time. Exactly. So that's how I'm able to wear so many hats. Like, you know, on one particular day or even maybe a month or just a season even, I may be focusing solely on, you know, the podcast. Before I was working on the podcast, I spent a lot of time researching for my anime and I read everything, watched everything, and just, you know, created a mixture, you know, for each character, for each location, you know, what worked, you know, what do people like about, you know, Hunter x Hunter? What do people like about Dragon Ball Z? What do people hate about, you know, Tokyo Ghoul? What do people hate about, you know, Bleach? Right. You know, like just paying attention. Because I'm a fan, you know, I'm a fan of this. It's not like, you know, I'm not like a culture vulture as far as that goes. Like, you know, I'm a fan of this. So it's like, it's very important that it's well received. It's very important that it's well received and that, you know, it gets that recognition. Because I'm going straight at, like, I'm not just doing it just cause. Like, I'm not. I wouldn't even say it's not even fun. It's like, and it is fun for sure, but it's like, I feel compelled to do it. Got you. I feel compelled to do this because it's just like, you know, I respect this so much. You know, I got to be involved in this too. Got you know, I you know, more than just a spectator. Just that's just how much, you know, I'm so enthralled in this. Gotcha.
So 2 more last questions before we go ahead and I want to know who's your biggest motivation, because I know you talked about, you know, you are a father and things like that, and a lot of people when they do different things as far as business, they always have that one. You know, that one motivation, you know, especially through the ups and downs when everybody else or when everything else is not really helping push them through. They have that one motivation of why they're doing all of this for. So who or what may that be for you?
I would say my family is my biggest motivation.
And why is that?
Because in my family, you know, I use the word family. I don't want to say loosely, but, you know, I mean, in, you know, my core group, my daughter, my immediate family, you know, my partner, like it's very important that, you know,